We're doing it, Andrew.
Are we doing it?
Stop talking about jays and pigeons and...
Yeah, but we like bird, we like our wildlife, don't we?
We do.
So
Anyway.
you lovely lot. Right, I'm going to say, I know I say every method that I ever fish is my favourite in the whole wide world, but this particular style, Jay, short lining for like everything swimming this time of year, starting off with a bit of ground bait and then loose feeding over top in large quantities, is probably my favourite ever in the whole wide world.
No, I'm not having that. I'm going to say to you second. It ain't beating a waggler.
Well, no, I mean, well, yeah. No, to like pole fishing I'm on about.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I just absolutely
Loose
adore
feeding
it.
short for silvers.
How good is it?
Massive, isn't it? But there's a lot to it, isn't there? We're not on about summer now as well.
No.
We're going wintry short line for silvers because we've been very lucky to fish a whole multitude of venues the last couple of years, haven't we?
Yeah.
And it's amazing how different that short line is everywhere you go.
Everywhere.
You've got to do it in very different ways to get the most out of it, haven't you?
And we're talking about these kind of waters, folks, so like open water, not Snake Lake. Snake Lake's completely different kettle of fish. These kind of open waters, roach, skimmers, eyed, hybrids, perch, everything, carp, everything, but mainly sort of like the silver, isn't it?
For silverfish matches. And it's weird, because you've just come back from a 2-day festival at Hawcroft.
Yeah.
Which I'd say is the extreme of short.
It's like you've got to get them short to do any good, and I've not figured it out. Well, I thought I'd figured it out, but then you just draw too many carp in what I've done.
Yeah, but that place is weird, isn't it, in that the volume of bait you put in short.
It's ridiculous.
Isn't it? But there's such a difference, and what you're going to talk about today a lot, and you're going to show us the opposite of that.
Yeah.
There's the positive, feed a lot of bait short, and wait for them to arrive, which I think that's when it's good that happens. At whatever venue at, that's a good thing, isn't it? It's when they're feeding really well. You want big weights.
I think now you can get away with it, but the colder it gets, I don't think you can. I think you've got to be more patient.
Yeah.
And the other thing as well, obviously, we're going straight on this line, folks. Match conditions, certainly an hour, sometimes 2 hours.
I don't know, you know.
Are you?
Again, venue specific, but it is, honest.
Jamie.
It's venue specific.
Are you having that?
Yeah.
See, normally I would not be on this line for minimum of an hour.
Wouldn't
no matter
it,
what's
your
going
short
on
line?
anywhere else, yeah, because I want to prime it.
Maybe. It depends what species.
Yeah,
for
so
skimmers,
species.
yes.
Skimmers, bit of ground bait. Always put a little bit of ground bait in, maybe a bit of worm, cast, whatever, maggots, whatever.
Yeah.
Eyed, roach, things like that, things that are feeding through the water, loose feed.
But see, for those fish, if those fish are present for me, and I'm loose feeding my short line, I want to be on it straight away. Because it's eyed and roach, you don't attract them in. You know, they don't rock up late, do the eyed and roach? Roach might, I don't.
I don't, they have the fill and that's it. Be seeing you.
You've got to have a look like that. Yeah. There's
then
such a
that's when you
multitude
like,
of ways, isn't there?
You talk about it all the time. You're looking at people, what they're doing around you, and if they've gone short, they're catching short, you get on it.
Yeah.
But I don't like clattering them at the start, because I want that sort of like, certainly 90 minutes going into it being so confident and proper sticking it to them, mate. Yeah, I love it.
Maybe, yeah. But anyway, regardless what it is, I think understand your venue's huge, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Knowing whether even like some venues it doesn't even flipping work. You don't get a bite short because they naturally probably depth and clarity.
How often is it though that you try it? You maybe tried it 3 or 4 times throughout, sort of like say a 5-hour match. You tried it 3 or 4 times in 4 hours, not had a bite,
Nothing.
and then the next time you try it, it's like, what is going? They just arrived, don't they?
Yeah.
And because the fact that you put all that bait in, they ain't going anywhere. They are staying with you.
They'll stay and they'll feed, won't they?
I think it's just the case of you've got to keep persevering with it.
Yes.
100% you've got to keep on with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a line you can never give up on most of the time. It nearly does always.
Yeah. No matter how cold it gets, you just got
something.
to keep tickling it in.
Yes, but for today then, go on, we're on.
Yes.
Today we're on a very quick response lake. There are many.
I know I say like every
venue.
venue I go to is my favourite venue in the whole wide world. Just like this short line fishing, loose feeding, ground bait is my favourite method in the whole wide world. But the special lake at Border is just ridiculous.
Yeah, for roach and skimmers, this is up there with top of the list.
So
isn't
you
it?
may recognise it. It's the pegs where we did our perch feature, isn't it?
Yeah,
the
perch list feature for me.
Well, yeah, we won't talk about that.
It's going to happen every single month.
Shut up.
Yeah, it was, but yeah, unfortunately, yeah, we just got a little bit waylaid, a bit busy.
I was
didn't we?
keen, and then winter happened.
But anyway, so what we're going to go through today is then a quick response by feeding ground bait with a few maggots in. And then I want to sort of like get the fish used to sort of like that bait going through the water a lot. So a quick response, hopefully catching everything basically.
That's what, yeah.
Who knows what? That's the beauty of this style of fishing, folks. But then loose feeding to like draw fishing, and then sort of fishing more through the water. But ultimately, potentially keeping them at that depth, and then we just get down to them a lot quicker. So I've got 2 different rigs up.
Yeah.
Should we go through rigs as we did?
No, I want you to do them in a bit, because I want you to it changes, doesn't it?
It does change.
The rigs depend on what's happening. It's not one that you can start on one rig and swap to another rig.
No.
It's like shallow fishing this, that you have to,
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
I'll regularly swap 3 or 4 times on this.
Yeah.
So I want you to start like there's not many in your peg,
Yeah.
and then, come on.
Right, starting
Crack
off
on.
wise then. So we've got, as I said, we've got ground, but we've got sweet skimmer and Thatchers. Just mix sort of 50-50 on the damp side. And literally all we're going to put in, I'm just going to, little ball like that, just so it sort of like breaks up sort of halfway down. You're getting on that reshard. And then we're just going to put hardly any maggots in over the top of that. Maybe sort of like 25-30, that's all. Don't want to give them loads, so I wanted to pick my bait out. But you'll notice quite quickly, I'm going to start loose feeding.
Oh yeah. So today's case, if you were fishing a match on this peg,
Yeah,
you'd want to be on that line, or you'd try it after an hour, and I know you would.
yeah,
You having that?
definitely.
So it's a quick one.
Yeah.
It's a quick response short line in this case, because there are so many little fish. It's not a big quality fish rock up line, is it? It's
It's
so
just
that's why
constantly
you're feeding it with that.
putting fish in your net. Yeah, I don't want to put like loads of bait or anything like that. I just want that quick initial response, and that's what I'm doing.
Yes. So why you have cloudy ground bait as well?
Yes,
Fine.
please.
I like that. It's
You know it,
important,
don't
isn't You need the cloud, don't you? The cloud draws them in fast, and then a little bit of teasing.
I think you need it because you need it to break up just before it's the bottom as well, because of how silty it is as well, Jay. You want
Is
it to
it? Is
rest
it
on top.
squishy?
Very, very soft, very, very silty bottom. Can we
Yeah.
get going?
Yeah, go on.
I want to
I'll
get going
catch-
fishing. Come on
I'll
then,
catch
come on then.
fishies.
Go on,
Go,
big
go,
pot.
go.
Well,
Feed
it's
me
not
some
even-
bait.
It's not even a big pot, Jay, lad, is it? Little babby pot.
Are you going to sneak a little bit in? Even
Yeah.
though we've already done it. We're not fibbing. Show them, because I don't want you to spoil the peg by putting ground bait on it.
I won't do because it was like ages ago.
Oh, go on then.
Folks, is it as if I'd spoiled the peg by loose feeding? Come
Yeah,
on.
as if.
I'm not putting loads in,
Seen
but
them-
literally,
I've seen them Facebook videos of the Chinese fellas throwing the balls of ground bait in this big. All they ever want to do is tag you in on every one of them.
that, and then just a few magpies, that's it. That's all we're putting in. See what I mean? It hasn't going to do anything, Jay, lad.
Yeah,
We haven't fed it for like, what, 15, 20 minutes?
We haven't.
And
We
it was
haven't.
going a little bit pongy,
We'll,
wasn't
we'll
it?
have a little rig chatty after this has gone in as well.
So that, and then sneak it, I'm on that tree there, just sneak that in. So you can almost see that sort of clouding up already, but it's going to break up sort of like halfway. What was that that knocked over, Jay, lad?
GoPro just went all sad
Oh,
on you.
Richard, CEO, Richard, come on. GoPro, say bye-bye. GoPro, go bye-bye. Oh, here we go. You're in the sky. Hi.
Right, he's going to have to
Hey,
do
hope
that,
he's
and
on
I'm
the
going to have to
ground,
angle the GoPro instead. Yeah.
Oh, you're on it. It's on it now.
Better.
Mittens.
Sorted
mittens,
it.
mittens.
It just
Right,
all of a
go on.
sudden went down.
Right, so I'm starting off on the sort of my lighter rig and 412s.
Go on, talk
through
about
the
it.
watery one. So we've got what, the whole rig, and actually.
Yeah, I want to talk about rig.
So, all right, come on, let me spin round then. So we put that bait in. I want to get some loose feed in. Yeah, so we've got, well, depth wise. Let's go for depth wise. It is literally bang on 5 foot. Now, obviously, with being so silty, I plumbed up to sort of like middle of the body. I'll be flicking this. It's flat bottom, so I'm not too bothered about flicking it out or laying it to the side. 'Cause it's completely
Ooh.
flat.
If you had an option,
If
would
it was
you fish
sloping
it?
away, I'd always.
no, but if
Go
you
on.
had the options, like, say the slope finished at 6 metres, would you go on the flat bit or would you come up a bit?
I'd come up a little bit.
Just
where
so
it's
the
a little bit
bottom's
harder.
nicer.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like that, I'd do that. Anyway, it's
but
not
the-
here, it's
the
flat.
well, there's no flat bottom here. It's literally that depth there all the way out.
Yeah.
So I haven't really got the option. So
No.
we just go a nice comfy distance. The main thing is sort of like nowhere near where your long line's going to be. So that's why I like to do sort of like this. Your traditional top kitten free and then 30 metres for your other swim.
Yep.
So 5 foot, 412s, you know, nice light flow. Obviously that Chianti style that we talk about all the time. Nice fine bristle. 0.15 mainline and everything.
Or bristles on them.
1.2.
Solid.
F1 fine. No, I don't think so. I think they're hollow.
Yeah. I like that.
I think so.
Yeah.
Nice anyway, very, very visible. Very, very
It's-
visible.
I think your bristle's massive on this line. In that, depending what lake you're on, that I had it on Sunday at Mescar, I set up, do you know them blue ones I used, the
Yeah, man.
1 mil, amazing for
glass
seeing
ones.
bites, the glass ones.
Flipping heck.
Stupidly sexy sensitive.
Yeah.
I think if you go, when it's perfect like this, flat calm, the finer you can go, the better.
Do you not think if there's too many like chargy fish in your peg, you just get loads of false bites?
You get too many indications if it's really good, which often means you've got to go up a bristle size as
Yeah.
well. Any movement, any wind, you can't use 5 bristles on bigger open lakes, can you? Where we're often doing this. So you often need like a 1.2.
Yeah, just that little bit that's holding it a bit. And I've
Just so it
got,
holds, doesn't it?
I won't lie, Jay, Got a little bit of Vaseline on it.
I know you're big
You know what I mean?
Vaseline fan.
Just simply because of that fact. Obviously, fish could potentially scour it out. It's silty bottom, you know, a little bit of wind on it. It's going to sink it a little bit lower. So I don't want like 2 mil, hardly anything showing.
Yeah.
That's all. 0.15 mainline, 0.16 at the most on everything this time of year, folks. Number 8's back shot as always. Now, clarity-wise, will determine how far I have this bit away here.
Yeah.
Normally on the short line, I like to go really short, but if it's clear, just go a little bit longer. I don't think it matters with this on, you know what I mean?
The silvers, you get a bit longer as well, don't you?
I think so. They're not as spooky, are they?
Yeah.
Especially the depth of water as well. It's 5 foot, and you can't see down there.
No.
And the favourite single 60 slip, it is the best winter elastic in the whole wide world. Absolutely adore it. But make sure you lube it up to the max so it's nice and smooth. Now, coming down the rig,
And Vaseline.
tapered. I'm on the tape. Jay, you've changed me. I'm on the tapered. Is that not?
It's not
is
me,
it?
it's Matt Godfrey,
No, it's not.
isn't it?
Yeah. I'm finally on it, folks. So we've got a 4-inch final length. It's 0.9, 18s, F1 maggot, we're going to say on that one. So quite a big hook, but a light hook as well. So I can change the way I hook the
he's
bait,
got a
side
great
or
big
through the
perch.
tip. There's a fish on it already.
He's got a perch.
Go on the pitch.
Big perch.
And then number 10, number 10's all the way through, and then my last 3 are number 9. So I've got 6 number 10s on and 3 number 9s. So as it's falling through that water, it's just coming through lovely, and that's not a knot. No, it's not a knot.
So what's
It's
that? 5 foot rig,
5 foot rig,
and your bulk, the
18
top of your
inches.
bulk's
What's that
18
in
inch.
30,
Don't know,
30
18 inches.
30,
45.
45 centimetres.
Is it? Can't quick, that'll be shot. Tell he's a
Maths.
modern
A model?
a modern pupil.
Go on, Richard.
You
So
and me
yeah,
were
so
still talking inches.
dead simple. Always start off on this rig, folks. It gives you a real good indication of what's going on in your peg and what's feeding through the water.
Yeah.
So that's what we're starting off on. But when it gets good, we just go a little bit more positive. So exactly the same, line and hook and everything like that, but float's different. Float's a 4/16, well, it's not different, it's just heavier. 4/16s this time.
I think you got big.
Exact. Proper, mate, straight down to him.
I like that.
Black slip, proper. I love walloping into him on black slip. Especially when you sort of like wallop and 2 or 3 foot comes out and you just get that.
Yeah, Dave Brooks elastic in it.
Oh, yeah, this is
everything.
like one pull and swing, Dave Brooks style.
Yeah.
And then we've got 9s and 8s through the rig this time. So we've got, what have we got on? We've got 3 number 9s, and then 5 number 8s. Again, same distance apart. 45 of your centimetres,
I
Jamie.
feel like proud of you, you know. These are the most precise rigs I've ever seen you,
you
have.
have taught me well, boy.
Has he robbed these off Jordan last week on your Allcraft or something? Where have these come from,
I've done
Andrew?
these, especially when Jay said, like, the talk was, Andy, what you do swordfish on short line. I'm like, right, I'll get dead prepared and everything. And that's what we've done for you folks. I've done it all for
It's
you.
like actually
You
beautiful.
know what I mean? I'm dead keen. So we're not going to start off on that one. I'm going to start off on this one. So I'm going to go straight in to start with. I am going to loose feed a bit, but not like I will do potentially later on. But I'm going to wait until I get in place before I start loose feeding. Obviously, something to aim at. Now, don't beat yourself up if you're not overly accurate. I want to get it in there before I throw the bait, Jay.
You'll be all right.
Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't, accuracy-wise, doesn't matter. I don't think with this, because you don't want them like that. We're not putting a pot on. It's all. What are you two laughing at?
It does. Go on.
What have you done with the box?
Nothing. I said
No,
it does.
doesn't.
The accuracy does matter.
No, it does, but it doesn't. You don't need a pot on to like really zone
Oh
in.
no, you don't
That's
need
what
that
I mean.
accurate.
That's what I was on about, Jay. If you'd have let me blooming
Okay.
finish you, pair.
You're
Honestly.
being vague, weren't you?
Right, so that gets flicked out, nice straight line. There's a couple of different ways of laying it in. I'm not going to go through them just yet, but I'll do that later on. And then we're just going to pick sort of like 15, 20 maggots up and throw them nowhere near. And then the next one. That's why I do it like 2 lots. But make sure you don't feed sort of past. There we go. Straight away. Don't feed past where you're fishing. You want to feed on your float or this side of it. You feed past it, you're pushing your fish too far out. Look at that 6s, Jay.
That was
lad.
beautiful.
It's just the best way of
What is
fishing.
it? Another
ever.
skin bob?
It is a skimmer. I just absolutely adore it, mate. Look at them. Look at them.
Oh, these are proper on here.
You got method, haven't you?
I really have. When it's quality fish short line.
That. So that's literally on that little bit of ground bait we put in. Then maggots, obviously the ones that we fed are going nowhere near the bottom yet. And that's the kind of fish you can expect. Absolutely stunning. Now what is worth mentioning there is obviously that skimmer's come literally as that bait hit the bottom. Yeah, so literally as that bait's falling through, we're convinced, aren't we, that the fish are watching it down. As soon as it hits the bottom,
%.
it's on.
It's why it's important to start on your light rig as well.
Yeah, definitely. You just get a good indication of what's there. Now, if you
Yeah.
know there's like, if you're waiting that little bit longer for a bite, then you get a bite, but you know there's lots there,
Yeah.
that's when you pick up heavier rig. Straight down to
But still, with that light one, We've had it in a live match, and I've had it. We've all had it a million times.
Yeah.
Even in conditions that are really bad, when it's blowing a hoolie, horrible, the light, unstable rig is the one that's the best, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
They just love. It's
just
visual,
don't
isn't it?
think
They
will
see
be,
it.
do you? Right, so laying it in wise then. So obviously you've seen that way of laying it in that I did before. The other way of laying it is, again, flick it out, wait until that line almost comes vertical underneath you and just drop it. So you're almost sort of getting 2 bites at it, if you like. You're getting that first one where if a fish takes it, you'll feel it, it'll look itself, but you're getting the second one where you're dropping it as well.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So you're getting that. I'm going to put some more bait in over the top. And obviously what I'm doing is watching me float. Oh, we missed a bite then. Is watching me float and looking for signs of fish and obviously coming up in the water. But ultimately, where we want to be catching them is on the bottom. That's why we're double feeding. Not lows, but double feeding, just so you get them coming into that first feed, but your second one's going to be pushing them down towards the bottom.
Timing of your feed, you'd use your timing of your feed in that. By that I mean when you feed, do that to control them onto the bottom. Like then when you fed, you missed a bite. It wasn't a bite. Yeah, it's them getting excited. If that kept happening to me, I'd start not feeding until I'd hooked a fish.
Yeah, wait until you hooked a fish. Yeah, 100%.
Sometimes when it gets more than 4 foot, you have to play about a little bit, don't you?
Especially on light rigs like this, because obviously there's not to stop you just, picking through the water rig up or dead light shallow rig up, isn't there? You know what I mean? Just cutting your feed right back. But I don't know, this time of year I just think they like to be on the bottom, don't they? You know what I mean? When it goes that colder.
Yeah, you'd never... How often would you try and catch shallow over this and it never works properly, does it?
No.
Oh, Andrew.
You know what I mean?
What's that one?
I reckon that's oh, what we up to here? Another skimmer, innit?
Mate,
So obviously that's come on the bottom for them, that feed that we put in before.
Like the 3 are all here have just caught great big skim bobs all on the pounce.
Just.
Oh!
Innit? And obviously all that, folks, obviously it's coming to that ground bait and coming to that loose feed as well. But it's fish like that you don't want them, all on top of each other. That's why it's so important with that loose feed to sort of spread them out a little bit as well. I'm convinced of that.
A grazing area, I like that.
You want a nice grazing area. Obviously, goes without saying, folks, any slime whatsoever, get it all off. Shots are always in the same position. Change your bait every time and straight back on it again.
Right, you and me have had this conversation
on,
a
mate.
lot, but we need to evaluate magpies and casters.
Right, so, yeah, I'm going to turn round to the camera for this.
We're going for this one.
Over the years, I've always said, everyone I've ever coached, I'm going to apologise to you now, look right down the camera.
It's not apologising, it's things change.
Because casters are nowhere near as good as what maggots are.
Most of the time, yeah. But we still do it.
I mean, yeah, I'm talking about these kind of venues now. I'm convinced maggots are better because casters,
Too selective?
I think they're too selective, Jay. They're too noisy. They bring the wrong fish in the peg potentially, obviously, i.e. carp and F1s. But also, I don't think the skimmers want that hard caster over there.
No, skimmers. I think if it's just Roach,
I think
casters probably would be. If you went like Chester Lakes,
your
short line would be casters.
But we're on about sort of...
When it's a bit of both, innit?
Skimmers are mixed in, maggots.
Yeah.
Especially this time of year now, you can get away with it rather, not used to it, because they're like the little tiny babby fish. They're not really playing a role like being
But I like them being in my peg. I like the maggots drawing them in.
I mean, for the likes of like in the summer and all that, you know what I mean?
Oh, right, when they're a pain. Yeah,
like this time of year, you want them in your peg to attract the other fish in, but they're not going to be a pain where you're going to catch them all day.
No.
You know what I mean? You can get away with it.
Things change, don't they, quick?
To feed them off. But yeah, I've changed completely. Honestly, I've gone down maggots rather than casters.
Yeah.
Definitely. Unless, as I say, it's roach or...
I think a lot of that's to do with our maggots being far superior than they ever were these days.
Dave's the middle of it, especially with tackle shop.
Like actual,
isn't it?
You know we're not feeding pinkies like we used to. We are now feeding maggots.
Definitely. Definitely. Right, let's beat that.
They are, aren't they? They're like caterpillars now that you're feeding instead. They're monsters.
They are proper ones.
But definitely makes a difference, doesn't it?
Yeah. So you see that was coming to the maggots then? Yeah, so I'm not going to lose... It's one of them, obviously we haven't done a shallow rig up, but we're not talking about shallow fishing today. Now we had that indication just after I'd loose fed them maggots that time. So I'm not going to loose feed again now. I'm going to wait until I get a fish.
With it, because you're catching skim bobs as well.
Yeah, we don't want to miss out on
that. Makes your feed different, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it's very much... If skimmers in peg, I think you need to think of them like F1s. Like these, anyway. In that you want to feed once, maybe twice, and then leave it.
See, seeing where every bite's coming, as that bait's falling through, innit?
Yeah, boy.
Literally as soon as it hits the bottom. So if that's the case and it is skimmers, then there's nothing to stop you. You know, I think there's a few there, picking heavy rig up and just get down to them quicker. So it might be what I do after. Might be what I do next fish. I mean, at the minute, how this is going, this is lovely. You know what I mean? You won't change it. But you'd expect to bite any time, sort of like now. That's when you'd expect one. For me, there's well, them roach could be the ones that are coming off the bottom. That's what we're getting the odd wobble from. But them fish...
We've caught many roach, have we?
No.
A lot fewer
But
than...
I think if I started loose feeding it more, Jay,
yeah.
potentially bring more in. But you can't miss out on these.
No.
So I want to get down to these a little bit quicker potentially.
When these fizzle, then you start loose feeding more to try and draw some other species, more of these back in, or
Definitely.
other species, isn't it?
Just... Oh.
Yeah, proper. Where have these come from, man?
Just-
We've caught like 1 or 2 of these before, never like this.
Never caught these.
This is amazing.
Not like this. Right, I'm going to put heavy rig on just to see if we can get a quicker response. Even though, to be fair, I wouldn't really change anything no matter, would you, at the minute? You wouldn't change anything, would you? But I want to do it with fast forward everything, Jay, don't we?
Yeah.
This is what we do, we fast forward everything.
Yeah, you're
Just
not
to
having
see.
any problems on that rig.
No.
It's not
No.
inefficient.
It's just like, you know, maybe later on into the session when they're proper rocked up and you want to do sort of like a, well, get job done, as you say, innit?
Or even, that rig's often an avoidance rig, isn't it?
Little babby ones,
When
yeah.
the little babby ones, the roach are above them,
Yeah.
this rig just whizzes it past a little bit.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, I like
Or
that.
keeps it still maybe in a tow
Yeah.
sometimes. So we're not suffering that today, but... Tow.
So you see, literally, we're fishing straight away pretty much. That light's gone horrible.
That's on it. It's that time of year, isn't it, when there's not
Yeah.
enough leaves on the trees to like give you a solid colour. Not liking it already. The other one just looked sexier, didn't it?
It was as it was falling through because we had missed a couple of bites, but we had 2 fish as literally as it hit at the bottom.
Mm.
So it's not right for this rig yet.
It's bizarre how rigs can be so different, isn't
Yeah, that's what we want to get across, innit? The
it?
difference.
Unbelievable, the difference.
You know what I mean? Obviously, I've got a little bit more bristles showing on this as well, which won't make a difference, obviously, when they rock up. But it shows you the difference in between the rigs.
Yeah, that is, it's a
It's
joke,
mad,
isn't
innit?
it?
We know there's fish there. In fact, I'm going to prove it to you in a sec. We're going to catch one on this. Well, another 10 seconds.
Don't
Come on.
going on.
It's mad, isn't it? Literally nothing else has changed, folks, other than it's heavier.
Yeah.
Line's the same, hook's the same, heavier shotting. Nope, nope, no, no, no.
All that can change on that is how your bait behaves.
Yeah,
That's all that's different.
it's just there, isn't it?
This
Literally
goes
not
under
changed
now.
anything else.
I'm going home because I hate fish.
It's what they're like. We know it, Jay. How many times do we see this?
Yeah.
This rig, it's just catches your fish, or this style of fishing catches your fish when everything else is failing, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Right, come on then. It's going to go. You know it's going to go, Jay.
You know it is.
You know it's going to go. Put that up there. That's it. A little tight line to that. You expect him any time from like now, innit? That's when it's going to go. Come on. I'm not going to feed over the top this time because them last 2, I didn't get any knocks on my float or anything. That last lot I fed. And then there's still going to be bait down there. See, I am learning, Jay. I'm not all about windmilling baiting anymore, mate.
I did think that was going to go straight away then.
I did. So, skimming it probably just needs a little, maybe.
Nope.
Oh, it's gone. Whinging them on, aren't we?
Yeah.
Whinging them on. Right, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to feed it. Oh, it's a roach as well. Yeah, boy. Feed it how I'd normally feed it, in a bit more active, and just to see if we can make something happen. You know, if you feel as though the skimmers have vacated you, you're not getting as many bites, try and make something happen. So, I'm going to loose feed it a little bit more often. Not larger quantities, just put more bait in a little bit more often.
It's to get other species in it.
Yeah, just to like try and draw them in.
I think single species in your peg, I think it's a bad thing because you do get too many spells then.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
fill the gaps with, even if it's vermin, like little tiny perch or anything.
Yeah.
I don't mind because it's making things happen in it.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than sitting there and not being able to feed because
No.
then nothing happens.
No. The other thing I'm going to do as well, Jay, I know you hate, is I'm going to start lifting and
I
dropping,
knew you can do that.
which is a massive for it. Obviously, when I've got a bait going in, I love lifting and dropping.
Mm.
I do proper like it. You know what I mean? Just convinced it catches you more fish.
Yeah.
Comes straight away. It does work sometimes, Jay, like, doesn't it?
What's this big roach?
I don't know, I think this might be another skimmer. But you see, I'm feeding now, even though I'm not fishing the line. Got nothing to him, I'm still feeding it. It is a skimmer, isn't it? Oops.
They've all them big massive roach gone. I want you to catch some of them. They'd stocked this literally last time we were here, hadn't they?
Yeah.
Back last winter, they put a load of big roach in.
Oh, beautiful.
I hope they're still here.
Beautiful. So that could probably come in that same time scale, didn't it? But it was after that lift and a drop. After that lift and a drop, and we fed, just feeding that a little bit more often.
Well,
Go on.
412's that one.
412s.
Yeah, you're going to need lighter than that. It's too deep, isn't it, to go 410s on that?
Yeah.
For fastness, for silvers, it's not worth it, is it?
No. This is more like it. This is what we like.
Do you ever have another 412s with like even more girly spread outness?
No, I don't.
create a slower
That means
fall,
we
won't you?
started loose feeding.
That pitch.
No, it's skimmer, I think.
Is it? Oh,
That might be a perch, actually.
that's on a cave. The rig had a cave.
No, skimmer. So since I started loose feeding, you know what I mean? So you constantly got a stream of bait
It's a
going.
pitch
in.
on a cave.
You call it straight away, didn't you, two
It
lads?
just did
Do you
different,
know what
didn't
that
it?
was, folks? That was a perch on the cave. Right, and if you want to know more about the cave, get the book, because he explains it all, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
we baffled Mr. Grigoregorevs. Right, you lads, very, very sorry to interrupt your video watching.
How
but
dare you?
Quickly, if you haven't already noticed, we have managed to write a book, haven't we?
Yes, we have,
Which
Jamie.
is full of all our very bestest methods and features or whatever else we do on this wonderful subject of fishing. So if you haven't had a look already, go and have a look at winningways.shop and buy one for yourself.
So that's pretty much the only fish that you can get away without changing the bait. Or
You
that I
always say
do.
that, don't you? Yeah.
I always say that.
Always pitch, always leave it alone.
And Daddy Rough, but that's if you can get the blooming
Really?
mouths open with
Yeah,
Daddy,
Daddy Rough are like,
Right, go ahead. So you see, that's another species brought in, but that's maybe because obviously all that ground bait's gone.
it's because you loose feeding.
And starting loose feeding. Just draw, but obviously the perch, yeah, they're going to come to the silvers, aren't
Throwing's
they?
very good today. I'm very impressed with your throwing today.
Cheers, mate.
So that's lovely. I think that's an important length as well to choose where you can throw nice. Like,
Oh,
you're
yeah.
very good at throwing, like ridiculous at throwing. So you can throw a section further than most, very,
yeah,
very
I mean,
accurately.
obviously if we wanted to, we could feed out there.
Yeah,
You know what I
don't
mean?
be showing off because you made yourself look a dick then with it going all over the place.
No,
didn't
it's
you?
not going all over
Anyway,
the place.
right.
It's grouped in that tree,
It's
Jay.
all, your best bit is, I don't know what numbers yours are. It's holding number six,
six,
innit?
no, number 5, this one.
But yeah, the
Yeah, number
called fives now.
Top kitten, yeah.
Top
well,
kitten
anything,
free.
top kitten free, innit?
It is. And if your throwing is a bit poor, then hold the join of your up there where he's holding it from. Do you know what I mean? Whatever we're going to call it. Top kitten 2, join, top
Yeah.
kitten 3. And if you're good at it, go another section, innit?
Yeah.
So I do think throwing's important on this, isn't it?
It is to attract fishing, definitely.
Really, yeah. It's just that awkward length that catting's a bit fiddly.
The trouble with catting is this, that I struggle with it when I'm shallow fishing. You always tend to feed like a little bit past it because it's like, yeah, you know what I mean?
It's a bit too close potentially,
I
innit?
do struggle with it.
That's a noisy squirrel land.
Is that
Yeah.
a squid?
That's a squirrel. That's what they do.
Oh, it's amazing.
They do.
Right, nothing off.
I haven't told Emma that yet, that they make that noise, because I like know that they're coming when we're on the squirrel spotting walks.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, it's like I know it's coming, and she doesn't. She thinks it's a pigeon or something.
Oh, bloody hell. It is. I can't get out of the end now. That's amazing. Right, so I laid that in a little bit different that time, see if there's a different response. But no, every one of them wants it nice and smooth. Come on, the lift and drop.
Oh,
What was that?
What?
Go on, the leaves. That was a good bite off a leaf. That was
how do
nice
you get
and
a bite
slow.
off a leaf? Because you often do. What do you reckon happens?
What are you saying? Oh, it's 8 out of 10, that, Jay. It's not even the top lip, that one. We definitely go in with that same bait on. Don't
How
need to-
does a leaf make your float go under?
That was a good bite and all that. Just shows you how sensitive it is. So yeah, so yeah, loose feeding. Good.
Beautiful. Oh,
Good.
so you float at the back of your bait
Oh,
every
see,
single
that's coming
time.
through the
innit?
water. So obviously, signs, if you're getting lots of that, then obviously that's when it's time to pick the shallow rig up. But we want to sort of keep them on the bottom. So
I think if you went shallow, you'd catch one that big.
little bobby ones.
Yeah.
Oh
we're not
yeah,
having
see,
that.
that was another dink then. But yeah, I want to keep them on the bottom. That's why that double feeding. I love double feeding. You know what I mean? The first one sort of draw them, the second one just keeps them there on the bottom. And as long as you're not sort of like getting too giddy, which I do, you can keep them on the bottom. Definitely. It's this
Do you
bit
think
here.
this line,
I love that. I love that.
it's
Go on.
one that often does need resting?
Yes, you can clatter them. You'll have like however many minutes, half an hour, 40. It's never something that you're going to spend a lot of time, other than coming into like maybe the last hour, Jay.
Yeah, but then that's when you fed it differently though, the last hour one as well.
Yeah.
That's when you fed loads and they rock up. This is different, isn't it? When your
Yeah.
immediate response that you're getting now.
I mean, yeah, usually after an hour you go on it, you do get a good response and then it'll go quiet again.
Yeah.
So that's when you come off it, rest it, carry on
That's
feeding
your top
it.
up time, innit?
Yeah.
That's your little ball.
Yeah.
Go
It's when-
dick about somewhere else.
Yeah. Other
Right.
anglers are sort of like struggling a little bit, whereas you've got this line and you're carrying on putting fish in your net.
Yeah, man. Did you ever have 2 lines?
I never have two, mate.
No, I
No.
like that. I'm in that gang.
I just think if you have two, you're going to split your fish too much. And then you
Yes.
can't concentrate on keeping the bait going in the same, can you?
No. I mean, silvers, yeah, you want big.
I think you
hungry
can if you
shoals.
pot it, Jay, but not loose feeding, I don't think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You could have one over there and one there potting it. But
Would
not-
you take a risk of 2 maybe?
Yeah, I think so. Or maybe try different baits, like one with pellets and macros and expanders, and one with maggots or something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, that could be doable. I wouldn't want 2 with maggots.
No.
You're just going
Definitely
to
not.
split your fish everywhere, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Spelly again now. They're liking ground baits now,
I
aren't
think I think it's ground bait. I think it is ground bait. Come on.
Go on, whiz back for your little ball of ground bait, see if you get an immediate response. So it definitely happened last time, didn't it?
Yeah, I'm skimmers at it.
Quite quick on it. How much you feeding?
Literally, so just give it a dead light squeeze. So what's that? Sort of like grape size.
Yeah.
Big grape like. Probably the seeded version. I mean, the seeded ones are always
Purple
bigger, aren't they?
seeded grape size.
The purple ones are definitely the bigger.
Yeah.
Definitely. Or I'm going to say like a medium strawberry.
Oh yeah.
Know what I mean?
That's yeah.
Like a Scottish
A
strawberry.
lychee size that is. And
A
a
lychee.
lychee size for it. Lychee for ages. Like a lychee.
Go on the litchies. Straight away.
Oh yeah. Straight in over fizzy bit.
Just loose fed just
I've
before
gone
as
warm
well.
again now. The sun's still all right, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
it's
not
nice.
too cold yet.
It's nice, mate.
Sun's still hot. Yes.
Big ball of fire.
Fun and enough. Yes. Don't touch it. It'll burn. Go on, Skin Bobs.
Yeah, not loose feeding because I've fed just before.
Yeah.
No indications. There's plenty of bait down there.
I weren't paying attention then. When you put your ground bait in,
Yeah.
do you put that right on top of your float or short?
So if it was a little bit slopey, I'd probably do it a little bit shorter, even
Would you?
though it's like breaking up before it gets to the bottom. Anything this side of me, I don't want to go past my float, Jay.
Yeah.
So like obviously my joints on my elbow, I'll probably feed the ground bait like there,
Yeah.
like a few inches back or something.
Yes.
We've got another leaf.
Bitch.
Oh, what's a perch doing eating ground bait, Jay lad?
Oh, baby, it's all them maggots you fed.
It is.
It's them smelly casters that you fed before you started feeding the right bait.
definitely didn't like the casters. So no, yeah, I'm changing my maggot, so I just burst it.
That was a good release. Did you see
In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a white maggot on.
He like dropped his perch and it like fell off his boob, his leg, his knee, his foot and went in. Right, God?
Oh, I thought you meant mine.
No, not yours.
Oh,
No.
go ahead. That is what it's been.
He like they'd keep you up with the
Doing,
perch.
doing, 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 doing. Right, white maggot on now, folks. You know what we're going to catch, don't you?
What, an id?
No, we're going to catch skimmer.
Is that what you catch on a white one?
Oh, you do, yeah, but there's no ids in here.
No ids in here.
Or, no, there might be chubs left.
Is that, would you go with a white one for a skimmer?
Oh, mate,
I'd
yeah.
be reds on the skimmer.
You ready?
What was it? You didn't tell me this.
Watch.
White maggots at Hallcroft.
Oh, mate, the love of white. Especially when it's clear like this, Jay, lad.
Yeah.
There you go.
What's
Told
that?
you.
Oh, that's,
Told you.
hey, that could be an id. If that's an id, you just broke fishing.
There's no ids in here. But
It's
you would
very iddy.
you definitely would catch an id. You definitely would catch an id on a white magpie.
What have you caught?
Told
How do
you. Told you, skimmers on white
No,
magpies.
it's not a skimmer.
It is.
What
It's
is it?
Well, it's got a skimmer in it. It's like
It's
an
a
ivory.
roach.
Oh, it is actually. Come on, the roach. Oh, we just loose fed him. Is it roach on
Just
white
fish
maggot?
flying everywhere.
That's a nice one, that, isn't it? Look at that. That's a stocky one from a reservoir.
That's
that.
one of the other ones we put in. We were catching loads then, weren't we?
Beautiful, them.
They're what we were waiting for then.
So that just shows you, obviously, the ground bait starting off wise as skimmers, and you start introducing a little bit of loose feed, and you're just catching everything. Just getting everything in the peg. One more, J lad.
We'll let you catch one more.
One more.
It's getting chilly. It's
Definitely.
very good dough in it.
Oh, it's so good. I'm going to loose feed a little bit this time as well. It's just, everything's getting eaten. That's what you've got to think about. When you're fishing for these kind of fish, everything that you're putting in is going to get eaten.
Many mouths.
Yeah, especially with maggots as well. But if you knew it was roach, potentially like ids as well, casters, definitely casters, but definitely this style of fishing. Not loads of like little babby fish, maggots, 100% maggots. I have changed the last few years. Changed me, ain't you?
Oh,
White magpies, isn't it? White magpies, clear water on it.
it's not another than roach.
I think it's a skimmery bob, this. Definitely a popper on this, J lad. How good's that sixes though? You never lose them.
Yeah, effectively. Yeah.
Look at them. There you go then. There you go then, you lovely lot. So, what's the moral of the story? Just welly lots of bait in, put a little bit of ground bait in, and just catch everything swimming and have a... No, it is. Have a lovely day's fishing, innit?
It actually, this is what a lovely day's fishing is, isn't it?
It is.
But by
honestly,
thinking about your feeding in your rigs a little bit,
yeah.
do you know what I mean you didn't catch one on that, but it shows.
Ow,
If your rig's wrong, it's a joke.
It's mad, isn't it? The fish are still there, but if you're not doing it in the right way or presenting the bait in the right way at the right time, you ain't going to catch, even though there's fish there.
Yes.
That
Fussy
rig, obviously the
little-
light rig, will catch absolutely everything.
Yeah.
But there's a time and a place when it's not positive enough, isn't there? And you've got to go like, get ready time and then go obviously more positive and just go and clatter them.
Yeah, man. I like that. That was lovely.
I'm definitely carrying on until it goes dark.
That was your finest moment, that, honest. Rigs
love
were beautiful. It was all. I'm impressed.
Cheers, J lad. Taught me well, didn't you?
Right, kids, go.
Sorry to interrupt you folks. Please, please, please don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the notification button, and then that'll remind you to watch our fantastic videos. Yeah!